No. In the headlines, Katsina state government to completely lift ban on telecommunication services before January next year. Auditor General of the Federation queries ministry spending from suspended Ruga Fund. 8 people killed, many injured as bandits abduct scores of people in Zamfara. And on the foreign scene, Gambia court rejects challenge to Barrow election victory. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Iwela. Thank you for joining. The news in detail now. Governor of Katsina State, Aminu Masari, says ban on telecommunication services in the remaining 7 affected local government areas will be lifted before January next year. The governor stated this during a media parley with journalists on Tuesday in Katsina. He advised people to defend their communities and give the security agencies all the necessary support, especially by providing them with correct information on criminals. Recently, the state government lifted the ban on telecommunication services in 10 out of the 17 local government areas in the state which hitherto suffered from banditry. Meanwhile, a professor of educational psychology, Mohammed, is asking the Zamfara state government to reopen schools at the local government headquarters and the Gusau metropolis to enable students to resume learning and have quality education. He said the continuous shutting down of schools in the state will mean breeding insecurity that will hamper a brighter future for the youths and Zamfara state in general. Professor Mayenchi made the call while speaking exclusively to Trust TV in Gusau, the Zamfara state capital, over the 3 months closure of schools due to the activities of bandits.
Quality education is one of the prerequisites of any national development, as it will empower the citizen to contribute their quota to economic growth. It is against this background that Professor Mohammed is expressing concern over the continued closure of schools as a result of the security challenges bedeviling Zamfara state. He wants the state government to reopen the public and private schools at the local government headquarters and Gusau, the state capital, so that students can resume learning, especially the final year students who are supposed to be preparing for their West African Examination Council (WAEC) and National Examination Council (NECO).
Period of time. Long closure of schools is a breeding ground of insecurity. So the problem we have in Zamfara is that the SS3 students for now have only 3 months to write WAEC. What are they going to write? They cannot write anything. And while we are pleading with state government to please open the schools, FCET Model Primary School and Secondary School is open. Command Police College in Gusau is opened. Federal Girls College Gusau is open. So at least the blue areas should be open. That is the schools in local government headquarters where there is no trouble. So that we have something at hand instead of having nothing. Let them open the schools.
Professor Mayanchi believed the continued closures of schools in the state will entail breeding future insecurity, which the state and the country at large cannot address. This explains why the state government needs to consider the option of lifting the closures of the schools and putting in place security measures to protect the students and staff.
For the future, that we are not only to remain where we are in terms of education ladder of the country, we are going to be backward. Nobody in this country, elite like me, that is not aware of our own stand in terms of Western education in the northern Nigeria. We are all aware of what is happening. So I want to be a step backward to that. Not only that, those of us who are in the state will not see rest because the poor, the children of the people are not educated. So we cannot see peace. Even at local government and state, we cannot see peace as long as these children are not trained. They don't have what to eat. People are having problems of this insecurity in Zamfara state. We know the government is trying. I'm not blaming government for anything. We are pleading to them to please come to rescue by talking. Nobody is saying anything in Zamfara State. The Commissioner of Education should come out and talk to us. SA Education should come to us. We don't expect the governor to talk to. The governor is one person. There are many problems there. He needs some people to prompt him. He needs some people to advise him. He needs some people to inform him what is happening. Maybe he doesn't know that it meant 4 months for the children to ride WAEC, and they're still at home.
It will be recalled that since the adoption of 279 students from the Government Girls Science Secondary School, Jangebe, on 26 February, and that of Bakura College of Agriculture and Animal Science on 15 August by suspected bandits, both schools have remained closed.
Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed has denied allegation on plans to foment trouble in the country in connivance with a serving and former governor in the Northwest region. He stated this after inaugurating committee on implementation of report on land use dispute between farmers and herders in Zadawa community, Miso local government area of the state. Adamu Imam completes the report.
The governor, after inaugurating the committee, he told journalists that he was disturbed to read on pages of national dailies that some governors in the north were trying to cause trouble in the country. He disassociated himself from that kind of action, noting that his antecedent as a civil servant, a senator, and a minister does not show this kind of action.
This insinuation and political innuendos, to me, is an act of mischief and treachery, because there was nothing like that. And of course, people are just doing it to create strife and division and rancor within the country. And of course, if somebody would use this particular moment when we have a fragile peace in the country to create this kind of impression and perception, is very unfortunate. Our elites should be very careful, because they have been doing it to me as a person. A lot of mischief, treachery, but they have never succeeded. I am a federalist, as I said. I believe in the federal government.
He also said that they are working very hard to make sure that the country and the northern part is safe.
As a legislator, I have always voiced my opinion. Even at the parliament, I rose and advocated for the doctrine of necessity for somebody from the southern part to ascend to the throne to the rulership of this country. I will be the last person that will instigate or cause strife or division or protest in the country. And of course, I know some of my colleagues have gone to court, but to me, because my name was not directly mentioned other than the insinuation, I felt I should just make an explanation and advise our security agencies not to leave such people who plunder this kind of stories. They should go to the root of it. And I said, even though I have immunity, I'm ready to subject myself to investigation on this matter, because I believe those culprits should be brought to book, trying to use political situation for their own political gains.
The governor did not mention his alleged accusers, but he pointed out that the security has a lot to do to investigate the matter. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
Now, Office of the Auditor General of the Federation has queried the Federal Ministry of Agriculture for spending a total sum of 3.809 billion naira on the suspended Rural Grazing Area Scheme without a presidential approval or National Assembly appropriation. According to the Office of the Auditor General, the ministry, in violation of the presidential directive suspending the scheme, allegedly initiated and paid out 3.433 billion naira without due process. The query is part of the 8 audit queries issued against the ministry in the Auditor General for the Federation's annual report on non-compliance, internal control weaknesses issues in the ministries, departments and agencies of the federal government of Nigeria for the year ended 31st December 2019. The Auditor General consequently recommended that the withdrawals from the Ruga Intervention Fund be refunded to the federal government's coffers. 2 suspected bandits and cattle rustlers have been apprehended by the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps NSCDC Zamfara State Command while trying to run away from the state. The public relations officer of the NSCDC Zamfara State Command, Iko Uche, who made this known while parading the suspects before journalists in Gusau, the Zamfara State capital, on behalf of the State Commandant, Akushi Sparks. The report.
The security forces in Zamfara State have been working in collaboration to ensure they flush out bandits in the state. As a result, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, has arrested 2 suspected bandits and cattle rustlers who were fleeing out of the state. The 2 suspected bandits are one Husseini Altin, age 40, was arrested on the 27th of December as he was trying to escape to Taraba State, while Tuku Halilu, age 27, was arrested as he was also trying to escape to Niger State. Husseini Altin was arrested along with his elder brother Abubakar Altin at the Zamfara State Mass Transit Park in Gusau, the state capital. The court said Husseini Altin had confessed to the crime of banditry and kidnapping and Tukul Halilu on cattle rustling and banditry activities in Zamfara State. Husseini Altin hailed from Agama Lafia village, Rijia district of Gusau, and Tukul Halilu from Gabaro village of Nahuche district of Bonguduluku government areas of the state.
That new road to Nahuche, they used to assemble there, perform their normal rituals, and then plan their attack. Say their gang leader is somebody called Magaji Kaura. That's their gang leader. He was arrested at Laland area when he was trying to run away to Niger State on the 26th of December 2021. Similarly, on the 27th of December 2021 too, one Husseini Altini, about 40 years of age, a male, was also arrested by the men of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, who have been trailing them for some time now. He was arrested at the Zamfara State Mass Transit Motor Park together with an aged mother and an elder brother, who is by name Abubakar Altini, 60 years of age.
The court said the 2 suspected bandits will be arraigned in court immediately after it concluded investigation. The state commander of the corps, Akushi Sparks, said the corps will do all it could to complement the effort of the Zamfara State Governor Bello Mohammed in the fight against insecurity in the state.
The federal government and the family of the late Itunu Baba Lola, the Nigerian lady who died in Cote d'Ivoire after being wrongly jailed, have rejected the autopsy on the cause of her death. Chairman, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri Erewa, and the father of the deceased, Emmanuel Baba Lola, on Tuesday gave the position at a meeting at the NIDCOM office in Lagos. Dabiri Erewa pointed out that the autopsy left so many questions unanswered, while Baba Lola said that he is not satisfied with the autopsy and called on the Foreign Affairs Minister and the National Assembly to intervene in the case. Late Itunu got entangled in a legal battle, and when she reported to the police that her house in Bondoku, Cote d'Ivoire had been burgled, the court and the prosecutor, in collaboration with the police, allegedly compromised the case and accused her of human trafficking, convicted and sentenced her to 20 years in prison, which the court later reduced to 10 years, but she died 2 years into her jail term. You're watching Trust News Update. Now, coming up after the break. Spinal cord injury victim speaks out. Details and more shortly.
Get latest updates on current topical issues and breaking news by downloading the Trust TV mobile app on your Android devices. Go online, click Google Play Store, search Trust TV, install the app, and get doses of unfiltered information on happenings all over the world in your pocket. Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Thanks for staying. You're watching Trust News Update. Now let's have another look at some of the main stories again. Governor of Katsina State, Aminu Masari, says ban on telecommunication services in the remaining 7 affected local government areas will be lifted before January next year. Plus, Office of the Auditor General of the Federation has queried the Federal Ministry of Agriculture for spending a total sum of 3.809 billion naira on the suspended Rural Grazing Area Scheme. Now moving on, Nigeria has reported 599 new cases of COVID-19 across the country, with 3 deaths. Nigeria Center for Disease Control confirmed the cases for its Tuesday update across 14 states and the Federal Capital Territory. The NCDC said 410 persons were discharged on Tuesday, raising the recovery figure to 213,180. With the 3 recorded deaths from COVID-19 complications, the country's fatality toll now stands at 3,027, while Nigeria now has a total of 239,019 confirmed cases in 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. Other reports shows that a total of 512 children were admitted to hospital with COVID-19 in England in the week leading up to Boxing Day, with 59 children under 5. Now, recent increases in figures of new infections of COVID-19 is generating keen reactions from Nigerians. According to data gathered across the country by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, Nigeria has now confirmed a total of 238,420 since it reported its first case in February 2020. Of the cases confirmed, 212,770 people who initially tested positive have been discharged, and 3,024 deaths have been recorded in all 36 states and the FCT. However, some residents of Abuja expressed divergent opinions on the figures released by the NCDC.
What I can say is I don't believe in the numbers. I believe there's COVID-19 in Nigeria because I know 1 or 2 persons with COVID, but the numbers I'm not convinced. I don't believe COVID-19 in Nigeria. I mean, they keep calling numbers every day. Even I listen to the news and even on radio, but I don't believe. Yes, I don't believe because there's no evidence showing that, okay, actually, we've not seen pictures from the hospital or the centers, we've not seen videos or nothing. So I feel there should be evidence actually backing up everything that's saying. There should be pictures or videos showing that really that people will go.
I think what is responsible, majorly we are not obeying or following the COVID-19 protocols. Understand? Okay, look at me myself. To be sincere, I have to be frank. I'm not wearing my mask. I just came out from my house. I'm going somewhere. I didn't put on my. So at least I'm prone to contact COVID-19 or whatever. I think the government should be proactive in enforcing compliance to COVID protocols. I think that's the major thing we need to do.
Well, I know the health workers, they are trying their best to make sure that they reduce the number of figures that we are having. But to the best of my knowledge, many people are not complying with the COVID-19 protocol. For you to hear my voice now, that's why I dropped my face mask now. If you look at the number of people going around, they are not complying with that protocol of using the face mask. Number 2, some people, for the fear of unknown about what they are hearing, either in their religious setting, is what is keeping them fear of collecting the dose. I mean the vaccine. Like my humble self now, when they came to our area, we collected the dose and we are coming out for the second phase of it by January now. And another thing that I noticed is that many people doesn't know where to go and get that vaccine. It has not reached to the grassroots.
I don't really know what to say because I don't know how to say it because I've not had coronavirus. I've not done any vaccination on it. So I don't know. First of all, we don't even know if there's coronavirus. Well, let me believe that there is, but I don't know. I've not seen anyone so far from it, any of my family members or anybody close to me. So I don't know what to really say about it.
Lots of people are now coming for the tests. You know, NCDC has a stand in the hospital and it's free. You come, you do your testing. That's why we are getting more people that are positive. If you look at the statistics, at a time like 3 months ago, you know, you will see at times less than 100 in a day. These are not just mere figures. These are not mere figures because we in the hospital know and see what is happening, and we know it's real. That this is not just deja vu, that they are just quoting figures. Telling you now, I know a number of my staff that have tested positive. I know a lot of people I know that have tested positive. In fact, I made a mail to the DG of NCDC. We even need the rapid testing kits in our emergencies so that ab initio will test you to see if you are positive or you're negative. That will give us, protect both the staff and the patient himself or herself.
Still talking still talking health now. Death toll from Lassa fever in Nigeria from January 2021 has jumped to 92, with Bauchi and Ebonyi states recording new deaths. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control stated this on Tuesday in its latest situation report on the outbreak of the disease in the country. According to NCDC, week 50, which covered December 13 to 19, revealed that 3 more deaths were reported in the week under review, with Bauchi reporting 2 new fatalities and Ebonyi recording 1 new death. The agency noted that a total of 190 new cases were suspected in 11 states and the Federal Capital Territory, but just 10 cases were confirmed in 4 states. Now, many people are suffering in silence and dying as a result of spinal cord injuries sustained either from road crashes or domestic accidents. On the records, Katsina State has over 1,000 people living with spinal cord injuries scattered across the 34 local government areas of the state. Trust TV Television Abdullahi Yamadi visits one of the victims in Tambu village of Daura local government area of Katsina State, who has the agony of living with permanent disability. The report.
Yahya Haruna Tambun Daura is among hundreds of people seriously in pains, suffering from spinal cord injury sustained just recently. Trust Television visited Yahya Haruna, a 23-year-old, at Tambun Daura village, just 3 kilometers to Daura on Katsina Daura Road. Yahya Haruna, who was a tailor before the accident, completed Pilot Secondary School Daura with ambition of joining the military after his tertiary education. Narrating his ordeal to Trust Television, Yahya Haruna said, like any other survivor of spinal cord injury, he neither have control for urine nor his species. Yahya, who sustained spinal cord injury when he fell down from a Toyota van, has been taken to Orthopedic Hospital Dala Kanu and Air Force Reference Hospital Daura, but to no avail. He therefore appeals to governments, corporate bodies, philanthropists and other non-governmental organizations to come to his aid. I don't have anything to say because my parents are trying their best and I believe they have done their best. The only option for me is to leave everything in the hand of God, as there is nothing I can do. All I have, all what I get, and of course, all my ambition has been thwarted. Haruna Adamu is the father of Yahya, who said he has sold out all his landed properties and his farmlands with the hope of getting remedy for his son, but the situation is getting worse daily. He said he is now helpless, tired and exhausted, left with no option than to fold his arms and watch his son dying. However, Malam Haruna Adamu Tambundaura appeals to well-meaning Nigerians to come to the aid of his son and save his life. As you can see, there's nothing I can do. I have done the best I could, and the boy has narrated everything to you. I think I left everything in the hands of God, like he said. And I look forward to well-meaning Nigerians to assist him to salvage his life. Similarly, the mother of Yahya Adamu said they supposed to go to orthopedic hospital Kano on 22nd December but could not afford it due to financial problems. She said they are helpless and cannot even afford to meet some of his basic needs, such as pampers, catheter, hand gloves, as they have sold out all they have for the medication of her son. From what you can see in this house, we don't have anything in this house, and we are looking forward to other Nigerians to assist him. Even what to eat, we have to struggle hard to get what to eat on a daily basis. For us to meet our basic needs is something that has been very difficult for us. By living in a village and we don't have anything, as we have sold out everything we have. In Katsina, Abdullahi Ismayamadi reporting for Trust Television News.
And on the foreign scene, Gambia's Supreme Court has dismissed a plea by the country's main opposition party to annul the outcome of the December 4th presidential election, in which incumbent Adama Barrow is announced the winner. Chief Justice Hassan Jallow, in his judgment, announced that the United Democratic Party failed to comply with the requirement of Rule 11 of the Election Petition Rule, which required that you file a motion of petition and security. Leader of the UDP, Husseinu Dabo, said that the election campaign had been tainted by bribery and corruption. Barrow won the December 4th poll with 53% of the vote, while Dabo, who was the Gambian vice president in Barrow's administration, secured about 28%. Two other candidates also refused to accept the results, citing alleged problems of polling stations without providing evidence. And with that, we wrap up Trust News Update. But you can connect with us via our social media handles and also subscribe to our YouTube channel just so that you are updated with all that we post out there. Thank you for watching. I am Ayubelia. Bye for now.